How's it going, Taurus? It's Robin here with AriesFireTarot, guys. Welcome to the channel. So I'm very excited to be doing your November 2020 bonus tarot card reading. And the spread I found for you guys is called Life Influences. So this is going to be a bit of a deep tarot card reading, and it's not specific to November. It's just whenever you happen to find this, because it's just based on the energy of your zodiac sign. It's not based on a certain time period, but anyway, yeah, I'll be using the Gilded Tarot. I think I said that already, but it's early, so please forgive me. And this is going to be for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and of course, any Taurus cross watchers. So I will also be using the Fairy Tarot as part of the read, so I'll pull that deck in when I'm guided to do that. And other than that, I hope you enjoy the reading and that it resonates, but keep in mind it's a general one. All right, guys, so I just wanted to quickly point out my brand new peach lipstick, which I'm over the moon. I'm so excited. So big lipstick girl, always have been. So we're going to look at emotional influences to start off with your sign. I feel like I just need a sip of water before I start reading, so I'm going to go on a pause. Hold on. Okay, Taurus, I'm ready to rock this out for you. So emotional influences, and I'm being just guided to do a deck cut for you. And I'm being guided to do it this way and take this card. And let's have a look so I can see it. Emotional influences, we have the Seven of Swords. This is kind of an emotion where, or a feeling that not really wrapping things up and maybe moving ahead to the next experience before fully having closure. I just feel like there's a little bit of fear here of getting hurt. And maybe when things get extremely serious between you and friends or a potential lover, and this could be even with your life partner, you might not necessarily want to like go really do a deep dive into what is happening. You'd prefer to keep things, you know, a little bit on the upper layers of what is happening. And this is probably going all the way back to childhood, right? Where the people that you were able to count on, maybe they weren't as solid as you needed them to be when you were a child, maybe not feeling like anybody understood you. And as you grew up, this probably kept on repeating itself in other people and circumstances. So it caused you to gradually shut down. So you might keep your deepest everything to yourself because you don't want to be judged again or misunderstood or have somebody look at you like, you crazy. You know what I mean? It's very difficult to find that person that can understand your soul, but I get the feeling for you, Taurus, that you do have that person in your life, but it's such a habitual protection mode. You're only giving 60 to 70% of yourself, and the rest you're keeping to yourself. And that's a very lonely feeling for you, Taurus. Okay, so let's see mental influences. Oh, man. So you've got the Two of Wands here. So this is the card that talks about having options and moving forward, and you've received your ideas about what you want to do. Two of Wands is looking at a fork in the road, and it's a tremendous hike either way. It's a tremendous hike. I feel like there's almost a split with who you are. And again, you guys, you might need to go through a dark night of the soul, or really just start to not care what other people think about you. You're allowed to feel what you want to feel, have your own experiences, express what you want to, and if people don't understand you fully to your depths, then they might not understand you, but they might accept you, you know, especially the people that you have in your life now as an adult, where behind you, you didn't have a choice who was in your life. When you're a child, you don't have the option. You know, it's just these people you're thrust into their realities, and you have to deal with whatever it is that they are offering, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. But now, I mean, you have these choices, and this should be coming into your, why am I getting the words frontal lobe? Frontal lobe awareness, that you can choose your path right now. You know, there should be some sort of illumination coming in for you, where you don't have to be afraid what people think anymore. You know, and again, you do have somebody very close to you that is going to understand, you know, not everybody's life was perfect, or not everything you think about is in agreement with what other people think. Your mental influences, you're able to stretch yourself out here. You know, and you've got quite a bit of fire in you too. And you could have somebody, this person that I'm seeing, that would come in and kind of uncork your brain, you know, into the deep recesses of who you are. And you'll feel like, now I can get back on my path again. So a fire sign, you could have Aries, Sagittarius, Leo very close to you, that can help you unravel. And I'm getting the words, your crazy story, because you might think it's crazy because other people reflected that back to you in the past, probably with some sort of, you know, and didn't make you feel so fantastic. So this has put you into a state of withdrawal, and people close to you can probably feel that they're not getting all of you. There's a slice of pie missing, and they want the last slice of pie. So I'm going to look at spiritual influences. Queen of Wands. So there's a very powerful figure in your life, right? So the Queen of Wands is that she's the matriarch. And this could be that person that you were formed by, that person that set the rules and regulations and the tone, and I'm sensing a very strict sort of entity. This could be somebody in your family, or it could be the god that was selected for your family, and everything was very tight and narrow and to function in a certain way. And the Queen of Fire, she doesn't like any back talk. So your spiritual influences also could be broadening for you right now. But something very deep was entrained. I really don't like talking about religion because people get so upset about it. You know, and some religions are stricter than others. You know, I, of course, have tons of friends that have been, you know, gone through a similar sort of process. And again, that's something that you can start to choose as you open up into adulthood or wherever you are on your path right now. But your spiritual influences, again, I'm seeing a very sort of rigid, timelined, almost like I'm getting like a militaristic feel for your childhood or some portion of your life that you've gone through. You could have gone through a certain school, or, you know, for some of you, even the military. But with the Queen of Wands, I'm being guided that you guys, a lot of you were told what to do, what to think, everything on a schedule in a certain way for a certain period of your life. And it's something that you've never been able to really bounce back from. because there was very little room for spontaneity in that environment. And it might not even have lasted very long, but you know, you could have gone to stay at a family member's house for a summer or something like that, and they were very rigid. And because you were so impressionable at that time, I got to clear the deck, it lasted with you, you know, and especially when you have this Queen of Wands, who is a very busy, I'm getting the word body, and they don't take any flack, especially from the younger generation, you know. So very interesting background what I'm seeing here. So I'm going to see physical influences for you. You have the Empress. The Empress is coming in to sort of give you new opportunities. And this again could be another female coming into your life. And this could be like happening for you right away. And she's going to show you a new portal, a new door. Divine feminine energy, probably a complete opposite to the Queen of Wands. You can see the difference in the way that they're standing. The Empress could be anybody in your life right now. I get the sense that she's coming in. You might receive, I just saw angel number 1111. 1111, yeah. You might receive a friend request. You could have somebody visiting your town that were extended family. And there's sort of going to be in a bold relief to this sort of strict toe the line energy that I'm seeing in the rest of these cards. Particularly with the Seven of Swords, because it cut your imagination off. You know, and it cut your vulnerability. All right, so I'm going to see what your karmic debt owed is. So I do see a very painful sort of upbringing or some experience in that upbringing. It might not have been your entire life, but like I said before, it could be some sort of camp or, you know, staying with a very rigid relative that maybe they didn't like kids and they sort of cracked the whip the whole time and made you feel like you were, I don't know, not good enough to be there. I'm seeing this experience and how it shaped your life, and now you're here and guarded. All right, so I'm going to pull a card for karmic debt owed. So you have the Balance card, and this one is really cool. The Balance card is to be able to find where you feel on an even keel. And this could be why you had these experiences, because it's a very extreme experience, and it's caused you to almost be a recluse within your own heart and mind and stand back kind of as an observer. I need to read the... Sorry about this light. Take everyone's input into consideration. Merge viewpoints to create a better solution. Take your time. There's no need to rush. Okay, so this could have been happening for you guys for lifetimes. Like, you could have been in situations in a previous life where you were kind of, you know, Cinderella, or, you know, in some sort of indentured servitude, or just working in the fields, or, you know, and somebody like pushing you and pushing you and pushing you. And now in the modern age, because that's not really socially, it's not cool to do that kind of thing, you know, it shouldn't be accepted, but I'm not going to go down that road. It feels like a bit of a tangent. You put yourself in this situation where the emotional result is the same as feeling like somebody living outside the castle wall in abject poverty. So where this card is saying, take everything into consideration and merge viewpoints to create a better solution. So where are you now on your journey, where you can look at other people and how they impacted your life and understand that they would have treated anybody in that same situation the way that they treated you. So it wasn't about you. It felt like it was about you, but it was about that other person's journey. And you were just sort of subjected to it, unfortunately, until you can start making your own decisions at a certain age and walk away from things, you are subjected to other people's tyranny, and just, you know, you're going to the school whether you want to or not. You're going into sports because we think you're good at it. You're going to do this, you're going to do that. And now you can sort of stand back and observe that other people were on their journey and you were inserted into it. But you probably made that karmic choice. So you need to clear that karma in this lifetime so you don't have that feeling when you come back again next time. And the only way that you can do that is understand that you didn't deserve and you didn't initiate other people's soul contracts and how they reflected it out on you. Man, that's really heavy. So let's see a karmic lesson to learn. The Eight of Spring. So this is nice and light. You guys have been like walking a heavy path here. It's difficult for me to do these readings because I feel it. Stress that comes from having too many things happening at once. Successful multitasking or sudden events or changes. So what are you getting from this card right away? First of all, I mean, you have to be able to make this work so it doesn't happen to you again. I've done videos on soul contracts and why people choose what they choose. Successful multitasking. You know, once you start thinking about how other people were and that you were just there, it can really lighten up that load that you might feel. You know, when a child is made to feel insignificant. I saw this really interesting meme the other day. It was, you know, and I'm going to butcher the quote. When you tell a child how awful they are over and over and over again, they don't stop loving you, they stop loving themselves. And this is kind of the karmic cycle that you guys have been subjected to and possibly subjecting yourself to when you're writing your soul contract to come back to reincarnate on Earth. So it's time to start bringing that all in, to merge it into one thing. And this is where everything with that multitasking, you're going to be able to look at all these different events that happened in your life, because you probably put yourself in situations where you could have that experience over and over and over again, not feeling good enough, feeling rejected, feeling like a fifth wheel, and then sudden events or changes. So if you step back and sort of look at it in a holistic point of view instead of just yours, which is going to be a challenge, you'll see that other people had their journey and like what made somebody act that way. Like why were they so mean, rude, condescending, hard to love, you know, all of those things. And we tend to see things on the surface for other people and not go any deeper into it, which is the same thing that I'm seeing for you guys, you know. So it's like your karmic lesson to learn is to look at other people and understand that they also have a deep story that they're hiding, and it's not just you. Wow, I got the chills when I said that. You know, everybody has a sad story. Everybody goes through hard times. Everybody has a reason why they show up and they're reacting and acting in certain ways. And your result of being sort of in the front row seat for other people's karmic journeys is that it cut your roots out. You know, you weren't able to place those deep roots because you felt like every time you wanted to like send another root out, it got burned. Yikes. So past life impact here for you, Taurus. Justice. Take the time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end. Fair and objective decisions. This is inviting you to really take compassion on the people around you, including yourself. And you deserve a second chance, and you deserve people to love you unvarnished. You know, your real raw depths. You know, and you'd be surprised at what people will understand, because you might look at other people and say, well, they'll never love me because somebody in my past or way in your past from another life, they didn't treat you very well, but that was their own karma. And your karma was to be subjected to it. And now it's time for you to break free from those chains. And I just saw angel number 2020. So just know, you guys, that you have really powerful angelic support as I am reading these cards for you, because this is not an easy journey for you to be on. Feeling rejected and not at home anywhere with anybody, and probably not touching your own feelings the way that they need to be, the way that they deserve to be. You know, so your past life impact is like, you probably never got justice. You probably never understood what was going on. You were just the loyal subject of somebody. But now you don't have to be that way. This is a different era. You know, and when you remember that people have stories that they also don't bring to the table, so you can go and tell your story and how you felt, somebody's probably going to open up their arms and say, I'm so sorry that happened to you, you know, and just really embrace you and say, why don't you come put your head on my shoulder for a little while and we can talk about that some more. So you can start to expose what you're really made out of and find freedom in that. I'm going to call that a wrap, Taurus. Okay, namaste, guys. Take care. Bye.